now, if I can just get to this table. Most of you have heard this before, and the veterans certainly know. Almost every veteran organization we know, and this post is very active in doing this. We have a POW MIA sitting right here. It's a very significant table for us because it reminds us every meeting and every major meeting like Memorial Day and Veterans Day reminds us that our comrades who aren't with us, and a lot of them we don't know, and their families don't know anything about them. Are they still alive? Are they crawling around the desert someplace hoping to be rescued? Are they in some forgotten POW camp that nobody knows about? Are they dead somewhere but nobody knows where or had found them? Can you imagine what the families have been going through about that situation? So we want to remember always that there are comrades who would give anything to be here tonight, who would give anything to have one drink of water, one Coca-Cola, one piece of pie. So let me explain why this table is the way it is. It's a small table. If you were a POW in a solitary cell, or wherever they put you, you're so alone and so small that we want to represent that by the smallness of the table. It has a white cloth on it. White has always been a symbol of purity, of innocence. And these men and women who are MIAs and POWs, they went into the service like all of us would, innocent, brave, perhaps, patriotic, but naive in the sense that this couldn't possibly happen. I couldn't possibly end up as an MIA or POW every veteran thinks when they went into service. So the white tablecloth represents that innocence, that purity, that naivety. It has a rose in a vase or a vase, however you want to say it. That red rose represents courage. It represents faithfulness, always in the world. And it represents what that family's courage and faithfulness and faith has been doing all the time these men and women have been unaccounted for. So we represent that, always to remember that courage that those people have to have, hoping for closure someday. The simple plate there, the silverware, for the missing, to remind us that they would give anything to be here. On this plate is some salt. The bittersweetness that represents is amazing because you can think of the tears of the families as they think and hope and pray and contact the government constantly. Where is my spouse, my son? There's a piece of lemon here. Pretty sour, in my opinion, anyway. Some people like them. The sourness, the bitterness, the distastefulness of being a family member and having to go through all this, we must never forget. We have an empty glass here. It's upside down. Every time I have a Coca-Cola, it's a few times a year that I have a beer, I feel guilty. Because it would be wonderful if our colleague could participate in that. We have a red candle. If you have been around the world and the country and seen the stars in the windows and the candles burning for the MIAs and the POWs, you understand the faithfulness and the courage and the determination and the just constant hope that the families have. And you all know what this is. And many of us have been recipients of this at a funeral where we were the member of the family that was presented, and what it represents for the veterans in this room and all of you. And we also always think of our colleagues that way. No. May I close this way, please? There are another set of veterans that I have to talk about. They are civilians. Without those civilians who could not go into the service because of a genetic problem or a health problem or an age problem during World War II in particular. I think they're the greatest set of veterans ever, because if they hadn't gone into the factories and brought this country together and made it the greatest industrial revolution the world has ever known, we couldn't have won the two wars we were fighting, one in Europe and one in the Pacific, because the stream of material going out there was the result of our country getting together. And that group of veterans we want to remember. Thank you very much.